repeat. So just starting. You're live right now.
I see it.
I still don't. Oh, there it is. Now, how do I? Let me see. Here it is.
Oh, I can hear all of that.
You got to take all that out.
Anything else?
What's good? What's good? What's good, Forest Hill Element family, online community? This is Ordinary Conversations with Extraordinary People. I am your host, Willie Bean, but besides that, I am a guest on this show as well. It's a twofold thing. I got my people with me. I got my team, you know what I'm talking about? So I'm going to pass it over to allow them to introduce themselves.
What's wrong with you? Because you the head, man.
What up, Mr. Bean, man?
What's up, bro?
I'm your boy Michael, the director of
my
the
God.
Forest Hill Library.
Library.
That's it?
That's it. Come on,
Okay.
man.
All right. So
Who are you?
I am Rita Wilson. I am the administrative assistant of the Forest Hill Library.
And what else?
What else am I?
Yeah.
The bookkeeper?
No.
What else?
What's only important that I tell everybody you are?
Michael's mouthpiece.
My mouthpiece. So you don't hear me
that
talking.
don't even sound right. I hate to even repeat it, but that's what you say. I just hate to repeat it. So, yeah. Mouthpiece.
Oh my goodness. I guess I can add to that. I didn't get to share the other side, but I am the library service specialist. Basically what that is, I help, with my team, programming, things that we do throughout the library to make sure we excel and go to the next level. So, I do want to throw out this icebreaker question.
Remember, you also the guest today.
Yeah.
So when you ask us,
You got to answer for yourself.
Yeah, I got to answer too. So, I guess my question is, describe to our online community viewers and listeners your 2024 year and what did that look like to you?
You know what? I was thinking you were going to ask something like that, but I'm going to let you go.
no, you go first.
No, you go.
Warmer
Okay, sir.
mouthpiece.
Go ahead.
2024. I mean, it was an awesome year for the library. 2024. We started the
too many
process for 720 Designs, the architect,
Yes.
to redesign the library. We had our first concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
June 1st, kicked it off. It was just a good year, just to be in the library world, to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that.
What was it for you, like, personally, though?
Oh, personally. Ooh, well, I
That
made
man wore many hats.
Right?
I made some decisions in my life that was to move not only me but the library forward. I decided to go ahead and get, and a lot of people don't know this, my master's in library science.
Yes.
So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
so it'd be my second master's, and didn't want to spend that money, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, it was a good year. Traveled, went to Canada. Where else we go last year? Las Vegas for a trip, celebrating
Yeah.
wifey 40th.
Yes. I did. I remember that.
You know,
I remember that.
getting away from the kids. So,
How many kids you got?
2. Cameron is 9 and Elijah is 6. They're a handful. You want them? I'll pay child support.
That's okay.
You told me that numerous times.
That's okay. That is
Yeah.
okay.
What about y'all? Come on now.
You
You
go.
want me to go, sis?
Yeah, you go.
2024 for me was, if I could sum it up in one word, I would definitely say fruitful. It was definitely fruitful. Coming here, learning the library world, learning the ins and outs of it. And for me, I've always been a people's person. I've never shied away, serving people, whatever the capacity, whatever it looks like. So coming here, being a part of you guys and what you guys are doing here, and yeah, it's been a fun journey, and being able to serve people in numerous of ways. Like the concert was amazing, helping in that. I remember when I first got here, I think it was the first day. Rita come up to me and asked me, "Hey, do you know how to make promo videos?" I was like, I can try. You know what I'm saying? And so she gave me that task. So I'm getting on Canva, trying to figure it out, putting together our car show concert video, and when I did it, man, it just took off. I mean, it was multiple shares, multiple comments, multiple likes. People were excited. People were just anticipating what we were getting ready to do. Of course, we made changes throughout the event, but overall, being introduced to these different platforms through working with Rita and taking it to the next level has definitely been cool. But outside of that, personal life, partnering with was another connection through Rita with Jim Austin.
Shout out to Jim Austin, brother.
Austin, man. Shout out to Jim. Rita connected me with him and helping him with his social media presence and going to a lot of different events with him, man. Going to the HBCU Swingman Classic at Globe Life, going to the Bill Pickett Rodeo. We had a men's night out. We went to go see Kim Whitley at the Improv. So it's just networking and meeting a lot of cool people, man. So I definitely had a lot of dope highlights. Yeah.
Yeah. Hell. That's the
She
sum
started
of
there.
mine. That's
Oh,
the sum of
Jesus.
mine. Hell. So no, but 2024 was an awakening for me. Here at the library, where I typically excel in my job, right? I think that would be fair to say.
Yeah.
Okay. So where I typically excel, I was going through some stuff personally that challenged me. My health took a turn. Didn't expect that, and all of those things that were going on with me personally started to affect my work, and so I would describe it as hell. But now I would say I see the light. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the road. You know when you hear people say something like, "Oh, you going through." Prime example. About a month ago, the guy who's sitting behind the camera today, our engineer, came in here, Troy, and he said, "How's your day going?" And I just instantly rattled off what my day was like at the start of it, right? And what I was going through. And he said to me, "You don't look like what you're going through." And so that stuck with me because I thought if nobody sees it, then I've done a darn good job of hiding it. The truth of the matter is inside I was crumbling. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was hard to get up. It was hard to take a breath. It was hard to talk. It was hard to just be present. It was hard to just be me. And I'm typically a very relaxed, easygoing person, but that became difficult. So anyway, what I took from that was, okay, if nobody sees it, but I know it's here, how do I fix it? Because you can only portray one, a certain thing for so long, and before long it starts to show. And it started to show, and I am dealing with it. It's a process, but I'm grateful for this moment. I just turned 51. Woo! Shout out for the over 50s.
Turn up.
I turned 51 on Saturday. I am so blessed. My brother-in-law says anytime you ask him how he's doing, and he'll say, blessed way more than I deserve.
That's good.
And every time I hear him say that, it resonates with me because I am so blessed way more than I deserve.
Yeah.
So 2024 was rough, but I'm excited about this year, excited about all the stuff that we have going on at the library, and excited about the changes in my personal life and where it takes me.
Question is good. How individually, like, what did y'all bring into this year from last year to make this year better? Instead of New Year's resolutions, New Year's solutions.
Oh, good.
Ooh, that's heavy.
Which one? Which one of us?
Start with Willie, Mr. Beeman. Go ahead.
Come on, host.
I think I talked about it on your show recently. Shout out to the Intro Podcast.
Oh, he cheated.
Don't do me. We listen
And we don't judge.
I think for me, really just working more on self-care, making sure that I lock in on myself personally, not allowing myself to walk in guilt and shame based on
Oh, that's a nice one.
bad habits or bad mindset or people around me or feeling unworthy, And so I think that's my shift in 2025, making sure that I'm giving myself grace. We give everybody else grace.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? But we
yes.
never
Oh
look at
my
ourselves
goodness.
and say, why aren't you giving yourself grace at the end of the day? And so that's my solution, making sure that even though I might not dot all my I's, I might not cross all my T's, sit back, reflect, give myself grace, and keep moving and shake the dust. Because I believe that's something that my grandmother, rest in heaven, man, Ola V. Thomas, would always tell me. And her revelation was, grandson, even though I might be moving like a snail, I'm still moving.
Yeah, yeah.
And it always stuck with me. Anytime I would call my grandmother, she would always give me wisdom, man, even in her decline. And so, yeah, that's just me, man. Make sure I'm giving myself more grace.
I love that. I think I'm gonna steal that too. Not because you said it, but because it makes sense
It makes
with where
real
I'm
sense,
at. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Give myself grace. I have always been the fixer for everybody else's stuff. And what I realized in 24 was that I'm my priority, right? So I can't fix nobody else's stuff until I can deal with me. So I'm learning now to deal with me. And there are so many levels of me, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I am the matter of fact person, but I'm also the person who can get very sensitive at times, especially when I talk about the things and the people that are important in my life. So giving myself that grace, giving myself the ability to be human and not feel like I got to wear this shield all the time,
That's so good.
and how that will help me moving forward. It's a revelation, and it's a little scary at times because who would think at 51 that you start to see yourself for who you really are? But it is never too late. And so I'm grateful for the opportunities that I have ahead of me, and how I can help somebody else just by sharing what I've been through.
Yeah, that's good.
What about you?
So for me, I think me and you talked about this back in October, to make myself more vulnerable and putting myself in more uncomfortable positions in order to grow. So one thing that I don't like is the spotlight, like being on this camera right now.
Yes, that's what I learned.
That's true.
Talking in public outside of the library world. If I'm in the library world, I'm good, I'm comfortable. But going into like city council or going to different events in order to put myself out there to make those networking connections. So just to make myself more vulnerable and put myself in uncomfortable positions in order to grow.
Yeah.
So I think that's my main thing for this
You know
year.
what? That is so true. For those of you who don't know that are watching, so Michael is he is very strategic about how he conducts business, but he is not comfortable being out in the public eye, and so I actually applaud you today even for doing this because leading up to today.
Yes, I know.
Michael was
We had-
bagging out of this thing.
I
He
talked
said,
to him
he
too.
said, I know Troy will be here, but I can still be on that side. And I said, well, even if you're on that side, I'm gonna call you on this side. So we weren't sure about whether or not you were gonna get
Yeah,
on
me
with
either. Who did our AC?
SMS.
Yeah.
Shout out to SMS,
Yeah.
Sierra Mechanical. Shout out to the first guest for this year, Call Randy LLC.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
because
yes.
Call Randy LLC introduced us to
Wow.
SMS.
That's right.
And
yeah.
so we have working air in
Yeah.
the live
Great.
air.
Even though I'm feeling right now, it's just because I'm nervous, but it's not, I feel like it's 100 up
Yeah.
in here. But yeah. Good.
I want to know, I guess, maybe our audience, how did this relationship start?
Oh, goodness.
I mean,
You want to
have
tell? You
y'all
want me
wanna
to
share
tell
that?
it?
So, Michael and I have a mutual friend.
We have a question like that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no,
in
in the rug.
Come
Yeah.
on with the questions.
From Jackie Rash.
Okay.
She says, well, shout out to the Forest Hill Library for keeping the public informed. Will the public have access to reserve a podcast program? So basically, can the outsiders come in and actually host a podcast here?
In the future?
Yeah,
in the very near
future,
future.
we have that in the plans.
Yeah,
to
we
where,
have that in
yeah.
our design for the remodel to a space for podcasting for people to come in and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do.
Good question.
Yeah,
Yes.
great question. Great question.
So just real briefly, I'll just try to sum this up because I've been here now for 4 years. Michael
Yes.
is in his seventh
Something like that.
sixth or seventh
something.
year. Okay, but we have a mutual friend some 4 years ago. And I say friend loosely because she is so much more than a friend. For me, a mother. For Michael, he refers to her as his aunt. But anyway, we have this mutual person that we know who will be a guest on the show in February, Miss Minnie Hodge. But we have her in common that we neither one of us knew about, right? And so she calls me up. I'm drawing unemployment for the first time in my life. COVID unemployment. I wish, hey, COVID was miserable, but the unemployment was great. Thank you, U.S. of A.
Praise God.
Anyway, I'm drawing COVID unemployment, and she calls me up and she says, I need your help. I need you to go help my son or my nephew. And I said, well, Miss Minnie, I'm on unemployment. I'm good. And I also, during that time, had decided to get my LLC because the job that I had before then, I had made a commitment that when I left that job, I wasn't going to work harder for anybody else than I worked for myself. And so, anyway, talking to Miss Minnie, talked to this guy over the phone for about 45 minutes, and we instantly clicked with each other. And so I came in, I interviewed, and I think the impression from the interview was this girl is overqualified.
Overly qualified
And
for what we needed
for
at
what
that
we
time.
needed because he hired
At
me.
the time.
Let me just go on record and say right now, the district hired me at $10.50 an hour, and had it not been for that great COVID unemployment,
Just to be clear, it was supposed to be a temp position for
At
for
$10.
8 weeks. Hey, minimum wage is $7.25.
Okay.
So I think we still doing better than minimum wage.
Okay. I will give you that.
It was only supposed to be for like 8 weeks, 2 months, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be
Yeah.
for 2 months. So
Yeah.
I was hired to fill in while another employee went on maternity leave.
Correct.
And after I'd been here for what I guess it was 2 or 3 months, Michael realized how much he needed an assistant, and we negotiated me staying. What most people don't realize though is because of the relationship that Michael and I have, we argue with each other.
We
fight.
do. We do.
Yes,
Most
Lord.
people think that I have known this brother all his life, and I haven't. I met him 4 years ago, but it has been a tremendous benefit in my life because we learn from each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
And then we met you because we were having our Black History program in 2022.
Well, I knew Willie before then.
Well, you knew Willie,
Yeah,
but
still neon
and listen,
yeah.
this is the crazy thing about it. So we were getting ready. We were planning our Black History program in 2022. Michael says, "I know somebody who can dance for us." Who? Willie Stricklin. And I'm thinking, I know a Willie Stricklin, but Willie Stricklin can't dance. Yeah, Weedy. Yeah, Weedy, I said it, right? I don't know about the doo-wop group, but I know you as the Weedy who couldn't dance, right? And so anyway, I said, that name is too, it's not a common name. I said, so then he pulls up a photo of Willie and he shows it to me. And I'm like, nah, that's not him. Because again, I didn't see the resemblance. And so anyway, Willie comes in, and I was doing auditions and stuff.
Yeah,
like when I do a Black History program, we do a full-on production.
Yeah.
For the record, for those of you who take our ideas,
Oh Lord.
we do a full-on production over here. You don't just come through and cause you cute. So anyway, we were doing this audition. Willie came in. He danced a beautiful mom dancer. I took my breath away. Anyway, long story short, turns out that he is the son of the Willie Stricklin that I grew up with.
Crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That is
Full circle.
small
Like, okay,
world.
so I meet him through the relationship with Miss Minnie that I've known for over 30 years. And then I meet this brother, and he is the son of the dude that I grew up down the street from. So,
Thank you for being open-minded about serving the community. How can the community help support the library? This comes from Ms. Rash. And we have Randy Barnett saying, great job, guys. Ms. Rash also said, does it cost to get a library card? Explain what libraries are in the metro share.
you want to go?
Yes.
That's the
So, so first I will start the library cards. If you live in 76119, 76140, library card is free for you. That's Forest Hill. And just 2 years ago, we took on the Everman residents. So Forest Hill, Everman, your library. It's free. We are connected with 10 other libraries through MetroShare, Halton City, Decatur, Burleson, Benbrook, Watauga,
Richland
Halton
Hills.
City, Richland Hills, Hazlitt, Saginaw,
Keller.
Keller.
So all those cards are good here, and your card is good all over. Also, we offer digital resources.
Yes.
So Hoopla, you got your movies, stream your movies, your audio books, your regular books, your ebooks, your graphic novels. What else? I'm missing something, right? You got Canopy, documentaries. We have test your databases if you need to learn how to use Microsoft Word, Excel, things of that nature. Do some research for college. We have a new resource called Parent TV for parents that need to, want some more information about how to raise your kids or ideas and how to deal with your kids if they have ADHD. I'm one. But what else? We have.
You have ADHD?
Yeah, Cameron's ADHD.
No, I thought you meant yourself personally.
Oh, I think I have it. I'm just undiagnosed,
Okay.
and it's not as bad.
Yeah. OCD.
Cameron is OCD.
Yeah.
I have a
I'm
little
OCD.
OCD. You are.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you got issues.
I know.
But,
if you move this fan, I might flip the table. No, so the library cards are free for 76119, 76140.
Yes.
Yep.
If you are a non-resident,
Yes,
then there
It's
is a
$25
$25
fee.
But you still can come
Or
in.
you can use a test share
Or
card.
you can use the
Yeah.
texture
So
card.
if you
That's
live
the
in
best way to
Fort
do it.
Worth
Mhm.
or
Arlington.
Kennedale, Mansfield, and you want to use us, then
Go
go to your home library.
Yes.
Ask them for a text share card. I don't have-
TEXSHARE,
Yes.
text share.
And then you bring that here, you get one of our cards for
Yeah,
free.
for free.
Free.
You can, and you come in, check out books. And
All of our
that stuff.
programs is well, not all of them, but most of our programs is free to the public.
Right.
Yeah.
We do have some programming that we use as fundraisers. So how can you support? Come to one of our programs that you pay a little fee for, like our adult after hours.
Yeah.
We bringing back the concerts. It'll be mini concerts, but I think the first one is in March.
Yeah,
We working on it, but we'll let y'all know.
We working on that.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
YouTube, yes, we have a YouTube channel, Forest Hill Library District.
What else?
What was the other part of the question, though? We missed something. Are the cards free, and what can the community do? Was that what it was?
Yeah, so in that question, I was talking to Mike before. The public may consider a library and just say you all are financially supported by the city of Forest Hill.
Oh,
Why
Biggest
is it
misconception.
important for the community to come to the events and give and pay whatever the fee is, as opposed to just thinking library Forest Hill, y'all got it.
I think what you're really saying is why they should give us money. Okay. Well, let's just be real about it.
Go ahead, sis.
Because we are a district library.
Yeah.
And I know
explain
this,
what that
and I'm gonna let you explain that
Okay.
because you can explain that better. But let me just say this: the reason why that's important for people to know is that we don't receive any funding from the city of Forest Hill. Our library bears the name City of Forest Hill Library on the sign. And anybody who pulls into this parking lot would automatically assume we're a library, we're in the heart of Forest Hill, Texas. Why would you think we're not part of the city? But we're not. We are a district library. We have our own governing body. We have 5 women that are on our board of trustees. They make the decisions on the achievements and the projects that go on here at this library. Our funding comes from, what is it again?
Sales tax 2.5%.
2.25?
0.25.
0.25% of the sales tax generated in this city.
Yeah. So when you go to the store,
So when you go, yes.
when you go to the store,
When I go,
when we go,
when we spend our money in
In
Forest
Forest
Hill,
Hill,
this library receives a small percentage of the sales tax. And that's how we get our funding. The reason why we do fundraisers, the reason why we charge you $10 to come in to some of our after-hour events is because we need the money. We're not asking people to give us, your hard-earned paychecks, but we're saying pour into us because we pour into you. One of the things that, before I go on about that, you want to describe what the district part means?
well, you basically said it all.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah,
Let me go
sure.
on and on. One of the reasons, right? One of the reasons why we started doing that, because I think, Michael, you can counter this, but I don't know that we had ever asked people for money after Miss Geraldine Harvey got the library started and the building was here, and had they gone back out into the community asking?
Not anymore that I know of, and this might be a Miss Charlotte question who will be on here
Next month?
Next
Next
month.
month.
Miss Charlotte Hogan Price.
Charlotte, I'm waiting for you.
The only money that they ask the community for is when they do the book sales, which was like once or twice a year, and then also they do a brick sale where they sell the bricks, so you
Yeah.
get your name and a description on it for I think $50. But that, other than that, no, I don't think so.
So what the library does in these fundraising efforts is we try to generate funds. We try to generate revenue so that we can continue to pour into the community.
Right.
The food drives that we have done in the past, those things are free, but it takes resources to do
People
that.
resources.
The Goodwill education that comes in here and does our computer classes, again, that's a free resource, but we still have to make those relationships. We have to build that. The things that we're trying to do now with adult after hours activities, the concert that we put on, all of those things help us towards our ultimate goal, which is to expand this space. We have outgrown this, 7,000 square foot?
7,000,
We have
700.
outgrown 7,000 square foot. And it happened before we took in Everman.
Yeah.
So with the addition of the city of Everman, now we really don't have the space. You come into our library and a lot of people compliment us on how well it looks, but if you go behind those counters, it's a whole different world back there because we got books that we can't get out on the shelves for people. We got craft activities from floor to ceiling in a closet. You know what I'm saying? So we need the space. Yeah. And not only that, we want to do so much more.
Right.
I said this, and I have said this from the day Michael hired me. We are more than just the building with books. Yep. And if you start looking at our library, and any library, not just the one in Forest Hill, if you look at your library as a place of resource, as a place of education, as a place of a warming, welcoming space, we not Starbucks. Right. But I guarantee you, you can come in here and you can relax and you can pick up a book or you can get on the computer and you can have a good time here. And then for those of you who like to do some things after hours, we can't serve you liquor. Don't come in here with your pants hanging off your butt. But you can come into a space that we've created that's warm and inviting where adults can sit down and they can enjoy themselves. We had a comedy show. Shout out to comedian KG. We had a comedy show here. We weren't sure when we started doing these after-hour events, we weren't really sure what the turnout was going to be, and especially asking people for money. But think about it. You pay us $10 to come in. We give you a good show. Mm-hmm. The environment is nice, mm-hmm. and it's relaxing, and then we feed you. I'm talking about Chef Steve Gaines, is that his name?
Yeah, that's his name.
Shout out to Bookworm Express, Dr. Brandy. Dr. Brandy, thank you for turning us on to the chef. But this man comes in here, and I'm talking about a full meal. You know, salad, roll. We did desserts. We'll leave that alone. But we give you a full meal. We give you the experience that you would get if you went out somewhere else and you had to pay $40 or more. Yeah. We give you that here.
And this is why I let Rita talk for me.
Yeah, because
she's good at it. You hear the passion, you feel it in her soul.
I have a passion in general about, yes. Willie said this earlier, and I know you got a question. Willie said earlier that passion, right? You have a passion for doing things. So my passion, and this didn't start with the library because I am a people person by nature. I can connect with people.
/ workaholic.
And I'm a workaholic. I'm working on that through therapy. Thank God for therapy. I'm learning that work was my distraction from the other things that were going on. So I'm having to deal with those things, which also means I'm cutting my hours a little bit. But we'll talk about that.
She don't mean that, y'all. She don't mean that.
But no, you gotta have a passion. When we're in a public service industry, mm-hmm. you can't sit at this desk. I remember within the first year or so that I have been here, we had a desk. Remember right there in the center, mm-hmm. and this lady came in, and I was working. I think we were working on the Black History. I was working on something else, and she walked through the doors, and I wanted to be the. You sit at that center desk, you become the face of the library. Mm-hmm. You're the first person people see when they walk in. Now, mind you, we had somebody who was sitting there before who hid behind her monitors, and I said, no, we're not doing that. But anyway, I felt bad about it because this lady walked in, and because I was busy, even though we made eye contact, I went back to what I was doing. She took that in turn as I didn't want to help her, and she complained about it, and it upset me because I thought, lady, you don't even know me. Part of me remembered that I grew up on the South Side for a minute, and I thank you. Yeah, I did. Riverside and Rosedale. And I thought, lady, you don't even know me. Number one, that's not my personality. But number two, we are in a public service industry. So the one thing I want to do is make sure that I greet you, that I treat you with the same professionalism and courtesy that I would for anybody else. But I learned that a long time ago. Yeah. See, that's the difference in 51 and 25. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This stuff was instilled in me when I was 18 years old. I met Miss Minnie when I was in 91, 92. I just got out of high school, did a year of college, met this great mentor in my life, and I credit her for what you see, aside from the fact that my mom did an amazing job at raising her 3 children. I credit Miss Minnie when it comes to my work strengths and abilities because that was the first person who taught me what it meant to be professional. Yeah. and how to control the anger and how to control that south side of part of me that want to be snapping all the time, you know.
Right.
So I give her those credits because, yeah, without that, who knows where I would have ended up, you know.
So last two questions for the show.
For the show,
So,
brother, we started. No, come on, man.
Talk about Family Place program and how to share how the workshop works.
so Family Place is a new initiative that will start February the 27th, geared towards families with kids 1 to 3 years old to prepare them or get them prepared for when they start school, right? We got a grant last year from TSLAC to create this family space, and so basically, it's going to be a 5-week workshop. We'll have different community partners coming in to talk about nutrition, child development, literacy, and speech language, and music, and how all that helps your child with develop into individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it should be coming out on our website this week, next week.
This week.
This week.
But February 27th, it's a Thursday, from 9:30 to 10:45,
Yeah,
I
10:45.
believe, here at the library. And so it should be a good time had with the parents getting that one-on-one attention with different providers to get the resources they need for their family.
Talk about your next comedy show.
When is it?
Ooh.
I don't know.
We ain't been playing it yet.
I don't know about the comedy show, but what we have coming up hopefully in April, is mocktails and music. We
Well-
did.
Oh, go ahead.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Mocktails and Poetry. We got a new name for it, though, only because we're doing the concert series in March.
Okay.
So,
that was Brandy's idea.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So, and the concert series will be quarterly.
Okay.
And so, because we're doing that, we didn't want to backdoor it with another.
Mocktails and music.
Right.
But,
But it's going to be
Mocktails and Music
Mocktails.
was successful.
Yes, it was
yes.
very.
It was
Listen,
60 plus people in here.
60 plus
Yeah.
people.
But April is Poetry Month,
N-
so
April
we'll
is
keep it.
National Poetry
It'll be Mocktails and Poetry, or whatever the
Yeah,
name
we
is
got
that
some
we.
titles. We gonna
Wait,
show
I
you
have a
some
name.
shit.
I
Oh,
want to see. Let me pull it up
You
right
gonna
quick
pull it
because
up?
it was a really good name. We was really proud of
And,
it.
and speaking of poetry, let me just
ahead,
recognize somebody who has helped us tremendously in that genre, in that era, is Mike Gwynn.
Yes.
Michael
Yeah,
Gwynn
Mike
is amazing.
Yes.
And I won't even say that he's pricey, because you can't put a price on somebody else's talent. And he gives us a tremendous discount every time he comes in and helps us. But through the relationship with Mike Gwynn, we met Chris Bradford.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Oh,
Chris
yes,
Bradford.
yes.
Chris
He's-
Bradford
He'll be
is a
for
beast, and he
our
will be here
Black
for
History program.
our Black History program, February 22nd, 5 p.m.
Yep.
Tickets are $2, guys.
$2, y'all.
And it ain't even a ticket; it's a donation, so that we can compensate the people who are coming in to help us pull this off.
Trelise.
Trelise
Trelise.
Bradford.
Oh,
Oh,
she
my
is
goodness.
a beast with
Amazing
that violin.
violinist.
That's my girl.
We have built so many relationships through the relationship that we have with Mike Gwynn, so we appreciate him for that. What's the
And
name?
Miss Diane Jones
Miss
for helping
Miss
us.
Di
with-
Jones
Miss Di
is an author. She came up with this idea for February 22nd
Yes, she did.
because, as you know, next month is Black History Month, and because of the things that were going on with me personally, I couldn't put together a Black History program. And I'm gonna say this on the record: we fully support the city of Forest Hill in their Black History program Thursday, February the 20th.
Yeah.
But Mayor Pro Tem, come and see me, sir. Come and see me, sir. And then we done.
Okay. So some of the names that we thought about that Willie was going to present to you, so you can decide which one you
Oh, yeah, let's
prefer,
do it.
Let's do it. Come on.
was Verse and Vibes.
I like that. Verbs and vibes?
Verse.
Verse.
and vibes.
Okay. Verbs. But come
You
on.
like verbs?
I like verbs.
Mocktail Rhythms. And Words on Ice. You gotta like Words on Ice.
Me and him agree.
Words on Ice. Words on Ice. And watch me flow with the Words on Ice.
Mike got this thing about him. I think you were a rapper in a previous life because you are so hard at times. It comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
I like verbs and vibes.
Verbs and vibes.
Verbs and
Not
vibes.
verses and
Okay.
vibes.
I like verbs and
I mean,
vibes.
verbs and
And I
vibes.
think Mike
can go.
Glenn has actually done something like that before with that title. But either way,
Yeah.
before we go,
We
and I know
got a little bit more time. We
Okay,
ain't on the
okay.
schedule.
oh,
This
this us. We run this. Okay, come on.
Mike, you might like this one. Miss Angelica
Oh, Lord.
Uh-oh.
says, doing great, family. I'm so proud of you all. You changed the environment with all the ideas y'all worked to acknowledge and bring out the public to get to know each other, to come together as a community. Congratulations, guys. How do you guys feel whenever if it's people who have been here before or if it's somebody new, to see them come in and everybody just kind of filter in and just be like, we've been knowing each other forever?
You know,
It's family.
Right. It's just like,
It's just
it's-
family for us.
Yeah.
These people that come in here,
Yeah, I would say
yeah,
that too.
they come in and they be like,
Like, these
oh,
are-
this is nice.
yeah.
Y'all done did some things. I haven't been here in a while.
Yeah.
And they just,
had somebody come in here last week and say that. Came in, sat down, and looked around and was like, "Oh my God, this looks completely different." But this really is family for us. These aren't just patrons coming in.
Yeah.
Miss Nikki comes in here every morning
Every
and
morning.
spends 5 minutes on that computer. But we love her. We look forward to seeing
Right.
her. Mr. Jones comes in here every afternoon. The man on the computer back there now,
Cam.
you know, that's our resident.
He be outside,
Right?
y'all.
He is waiting for us to open up the door. So these are this is family for us. Again, it's a passion. We love what we do. If we didn't, we couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? You can't go into a space that is tense and the environment is always
jury,
yeah,
dark.
that was one. Speaking of
cold.
jury and dark, when I came here, this library, believe it or not, y'all, what y'all see in this space when you come now, if you hadn't been in here 4 years ago, this library looked completely different.
Totally different.
The paint was dark.
Yeah.
The lights were not
Dark.
were dim, dark.
Dark.
The shelves, everything about it. But also understand that when Miss Geraldine Harvey, Miss Charlotte Hogan Price, Miss Ada Newsom Sammy, when all those women got together and they came with this ideal to do this building hadn't been touched for 16 years after it was built. It's been here for 16 years. So for the people who come in here and they say, I never knew Forest Hill even had a library. Neither did I. It's 10 blocks.
But we here.
It's, you know
We
what I'm
here.
saying? We didn't know that it was here, but it's here, and we want to make our presence known in the community. Not in a way of being boisterous or just trying to show out. Man, listen. We love what we do. We love the space that we do it in. We love this community.
Yes.
And so we want to
And we
give
do
back
it
so that
for the community.
we do it for
and,
the community.
And if the community don't come in, then what's the point of us
What's
being
the
here?
point of us doing it?
That's good.
What do you guys have planned for the youth this year?
Oh,
Ooh,
a lot
goodness.
actually.
Ooh, a
Yeah, doing
Starting
this-
with Family Place.
starting with the family place, going into spring break,
Yes,
which is March
Yeah, we have so
something.
March 17th. I guess it's kind of like general. March 17th, we're doing our St. Patrick's spelling bee. So
For the
we're-
adults.
Yeah, for the adults.
Yeah.
Spring break.
That's spring break week. That'll be that.
Yeah,
Monday.
that's Monday. That Tuesday.
Tuesday, I'm looking to partner with, shout out to Jim Austin and Eric Shirley Cocker. I'm looking to partner with them and bring Jim in to show like the Western history. of
Cowboys
Okay,
Museum.
Yeah, you might do like
Yeah.
a story time, get some Western crafts around Cowboys.
Wednesday,
Wednesday will be
Science Hour.
Thursday will be our STEM camp. Shout out to Dr. Parker.
And Dr.
And what's
K.
Ooh,
Dr. K.
Dr. K. Let's call it that.
Yeah, Dr. K. And I think Saturday we're still working on planning something for that
Right.
Saturday. But yeah, and
But
of course
yeah.
we have our summer reading program that's coming up in June and July. So yeah, we do a lot for the kids. That's one thing that I learned when I came here last year is they really, really make sure that they cater to every age group.
Yeah.
So
Something going on every day during the summer.
yes, every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Before we forget, blind date with a book.
Yes,
It's
I
starting
told you,
next
yes.
week.
February 3rd to the 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
blind date with a book.
Noemi put together some books, and who else? Andres.
The
That's
staff, we all
staff.
came
Yeah,
together.
Yeah, we
and-
all
it's
put our
all
hands
like
in it.
covered up,
Yeah.
whatever. And so you don't know what book you got to take home, but come pick up your book and a nice gift to have a little date with.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice. What else?
Also, next Saturday, February 8th, for our teenagers, we're having painting, kind of like painting with the twist, but with the teenagers. It's called Colorful Minds. Teenagers painting through the canvas. There'll be ready canvases for the teens. We'll do trivia. There'll be food. And so, just to make it clear, I am over what we call TAB, our Teen Advisory Board, allowing the teens to come in and share their ideas, share their suggestions, what they want to see in the library, and what that looks like here. And so, I've been blessed to be over there, man. It's been great. And one thing that Rita and them always says, if you build it, they'll come. So,
Oh man, or they'll tear it up.
well, that's it. I don't know
Either
about
way.
the teenagers, but maybe the
Either
little
way.
kids.
No man, we
But yeah, February 8th. Yeah, that's next Saturday.
yeah, but truly, everything that we do here is about this community.
Yeah.
It's really about giving back. I think, the importance of what we put out there, and the message that comes out there. I'm gonna share this, and Michael will remember this. So when I told y'all when me and Michael first had our conversation about me coming to work here, the first thing I did, because like many people, I honestly didn't know Forest Hill had a library. I was just
I
like,
didn't either.
I said, Forest Hill starts on the other side of Mansfield in Wichita, and then it's over. I mean, where they got a library at? So I Googled it. And Forest Hill, I love y'all now. This is home for me. So, yes. But I Googled it, and one of the first things that I saw, and I couldn't understand it, and I still don't understand it to this day, but it also is what challenges me to show a different light of who we are. But one of the first things I saw when I Googled was an article about a patron and this man having a verbal altercation and the police being called. And my thought was, what in the hell is going on at the library where the police is out there? I mean, a library of all places? I remember going to Chamblee Branch Library. Ain't that the name of it? Over on the south side of Fort Worth when I was little. I remember going to the Berry Library
East
right
Berry?
there on
East
East
Berry.
Berry, Miller and Berry. I remember being in libraries, but I don't ever remember Central Library downtown where all these people walking around all day. And yeah, for those type of people, you expected to see that, right? Police activity. But what is going on at a library where the police is being called out and somebody saying that I've been banned and dragged away from here and I can't come? It didn't make sense to me. And so because that is the image, and that image is still out there, we worked really hard over the last 6 to 7 years. We have worked really hard to change the narrative about who we are.
Yeah.
Libraries, what is it? Open records and what's the other thing where they can come in here
Open
with their cell
meetings.
phones and all of that stuff?
Yeah, open
What is it?
open records.
Open records.
Meetings, yeah.
We
And-
are subjected to
So
Go ahead.
just to be clear,
city
because
governments.
yes, because of the type of library we are, we handle our own open records. So people can come in, request our agendas, our budget information, and all that stuff, which most of it is online anyway. Now, it wasn't back then. But if you go to a city-owned library like Fort Worth, Arlington, Keller, they don't have to worry about that because they're all handled through their city. But because we're a district and there's only 15 district libraries in the state of Texas, there's only 2 in North Texas, us and Benbrook, we have to handle all that stuff internally, which can cause some confusion. And you get the people that are, are a
Crazy.
little pushy.
Crazy. Call it what it is. Crazy.
But so that's why police get called and all that stuff. But we have worked hard.
Yeah, but and that's where I was going with it. I didn't want to stay too. I didn't want to focus on the craziness of it. What I wanted to pull away from that was that we've worked really hard to change the narrative.
Yeah.
We put a lot of work into what we do here. We care about the work that we do. We care about the image that we present to the public. We go to council meetings when we're invited to come. Sometimes we sit in when we're not invited to come.
Right.
But we go because we want to show the support. This is not, for the record, this is not the district against the city.
Right.
And nor should it be the city against the district. We are one community. When we do programs and events, we want to work with the city so that the community doesn't have to decide, do I go support the city of Forest Hill or do I go support Forest Hill Library District? Come and support us
Right.
because we want to work together, and not just with our city. We want to work with other individuals. That's why we have relationships and partnerships with Goodwill Industries, with the young lady who designed our new logo. What school was this again?
Kennedale.
Kennedale, who is also, I think, the
Mayor Pro Temp's
Mayor
niece
Pro
or
Temp's niece
goddaughter.
or goddaughter, something like
Same
that.
thing.
But that's why we build
Jeremiah's
these.
daughter.
Jeremiah's daughter did this? Shout out to
Jeremiah baby.
Anointed
Yeah.
Hands.
That's his daughter.
Are you serious?
Shut the front door.
Look at
Yeah,
look
and she
at
praise
God.
dances.
Look at full circle moments.
circle.
That is crazy.
Right?
I ain't gonna
We
say
did
how
not
crazy
know
that
this, Jeremiah, that your baby did
Yeah.
this for us.
Awesome job.
Now I tweaked it, just
Just a
for
little,
the record. I
yeah.
tweaked it just a little bit because the hands were kind of deformed. But no,
It was that
Jeremiah,
concept, yeah.
this is beautiful. Your baby did an excellent job. We were trying to, with this logo, we wanted to show what this district represented,
Right.
and we represent this community. That's it.
That's it.
As a newbie, call you freshman, what have you learned about the library business that the average person that just comes to the library would never experience?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
I challenge you, boy.
Library business? Man.
I don't
Like,
think
what
you
it's all
thought we was as
like-
active as
Huh?
before. I don't think you thought that the library was as active. You just
Yeah, so
thought.
I guess I can start there. Yeah. When I first got here, I thought, okay, library is just checking out a few books, some prints, some facts, different things like that. But I never knew that library was doing that much work, for the community. And so when I first got in, I was seeing what Forest Hill Library was doing. When I was seeing what the staff was doing, I was like, okay, it's something different here. They really care about the people that they serve. And I was actually having a conversation with Miss Jackie. Shout out to Miss Jackie who was dropping the questions. I had a conversation with her yesterday, and she was saying, if you don't have a heart to serve the community, why work in the library?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
Because
dropped
you
that.
get all different types of people coming in here,
Yeah.
and you have to be able to serve them on their level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
You got to meet people where they are.
meet them
people
what they
where
are. Exactly.
Yeah. So now I've learned a lot now working in this library world. But like I mentioned earlier on, man, I've always been a people's person. I've always been a guy to be able to build relationships with different people, network, and like they just mentioned, meeting people where they are, man. Because I know where I come from. We all come from the same neighborhood,
Yeah.
south side of
South
Fort
side
Worth.
of Fort Worth, man.
And so, I'll never be the one to try to, belittle anybody because they're not on the level that I am. And so, anybody that comes through these doors, I'm always putting a smile on my face. Hey, do you need help? How can I help you? And I've had numerous people. Shout out to Dr. Karen Davis, man.
Oh, yeah,
When I
Dr.
first started
Davis.
working here, she had a lot of stuff that she needed to get done. And because I have that attribute of strong patience, I got it done for her. And for the next day later, she bringing Starbucks and stuff, bringing gifts, and she still does that now. And so, like they mentioned earlier, man, to me, it's just one big family, man. We treat no one different than the next person. So, it's been a blessing. It's been a great ride.
And this very podcast is the result of community.
Yeah.
I mean, this concept, this idea, it started 2 years ago. Michael challenged me to redesign the library's website, and in doing so, remember Felicia, the patron used to come in here all the time with what we found out were her siblings, right?
Right, yes.
And she was driving from White Settlement or the west side of Fort Worth coming over here, right?
Yep.
And so anyway, we were sitting there, and Michael and I were talking about, my thing is the reason why. You got to find a purpose, right? What is the reason why we're doing what we're doing? And she came in, and I think I just just ironically asked her, why do you come here? Why are you driving so far to come here? You passing 10 libraries before you get to this one. And she said what her reason was, because she liked this space, because we were friendly. Shout out to Miss Clarice, who comes in here faithfully, who lives in Everman and can go to any of our Metro Share libraries, but chooses to come here to
Yes.
Forest Hill. Miss Clarice, our sincere condolences to you in the passing of your mother.
Yes.
We love you and we miss you. And Biscuit.
Yeah, right.
Biscuit, yeah. About biscuit.
But this podcast is a result of the community, and that's basically what I'm saying. Again, we pour into the community because we want them to pour into us. So this podcast started out as the reason why. You remember?
Yeah.
I took some quotes from different people throughout the community, and we had them made into posters with Benbrook Library. We put them on the walls here, and 2 years ago, you could come in this space and you could see those posters with their faces, and it would have their reason why they came here. And from that, it turned into, I want to do something different. You know, I challenge people.
Yes, she does. For the record.
I challenge
she has
people.
stretched me.
I
No,
challenge
please.
people to think, no, but thank you for living up to it, and thank you for accepting
Right.
it. I challenge people to go be above and beyond, because that's what I give. I give more than the average. And so my thing is, you may not work as hard as me, you may not work as long as me, but we will work together for a common goal. And the common goal in this space is that we give to this community, that we make this space welcoming, that we show you our appreciation. So this podcast gives you an opportunity. Ordinary conversations with extraordinary people. That's his title. I don't care what we call it. Just know that you can come in and you can sit in these chairs and you can have a conversation with us. We don't care what your line of work is. We don't care what your background is. We just want to talk to people. Tell us what this space means to you. Tell us what it is that's going on in your life, what you're doing. Aside from the fact that we all work in this library, we all have individual passions outside of here. Willie works with you, Troy, on the other side with podcasting. He's a minister. Prayed for us at the board meeting and had us in there speaking in tongues. Right? Michael already told you about his degrees and what he's doing to better himself. I'm a small business owner outside of here. Shout out to tax season. Y'all come on.
Come on.
Come through, man.
Come through, man.
No, but I mean, we all have individual passions that we pour into as well, but we equally give that time and that same energy to this community. So,
You're like the mama bear.
I'm not.
All right. So like, seeing young people that come in here where books is their escape,
Mm-hmm.
and not knowing what kind of influence you have on them just by just being present, how important is it for you yourself to be able to balance your personal life, but still being able to have the young girl that's looking for that person, and she find that person in you. She may never say anything, but she'll come in here just because whenever I go to this library, I know I'll see what you're doing.
That's a good question. I think because I am still that young girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that young girl. I'm that lady I'm that 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14-year-old girl that's coming into this space looking for this, right? And because I see it, because I know that it's in me, then I can give it to somebody else. I'm telling you, man, this year has taught me, 2024 has taught me the importance of me. And I refuse to let somebody take that away from me again, ever. I am the most important person in my life. And I love my family. I love my husband. I love the people who surround me. But I gotta love me first. So it's important for me to remember that sense of the fact that I'm still looking too. It's easy for me to give that. And a lot of people see a different side. I just had this conversation with a very good friend of mine before the podcast. I said, what do you see in me, right? And he said, I see your vulnerability, but I also see your strength. And what most people get from me is this sternness, right? And I'm really not. I'm a very down to earth person. I love to laugh and joke and have a good time. But I'm very serious when it comes to my work. And so if you're dealing with me on that level, you're going to get that work person, right? But if you catch me away from here, if you catch me outside of the space where I can relax and just be Rita, man, I'm a cool girl. I'm just this chick from the South Side, raised by a single parent who taught me to work hard, and you got to get out here and get it. Ain't nobody giving you nothing, right? And I'm saying it like that, and I'm in a library. Ain't nobody giving you nothing. You got to get out here and get it. And so that's what I've always done. I got out here and I got it. No matter how I had to get it, I got it. And I ain't rob and kill and steal from nobody. But those things taught me lessons that I'm still learning to this day. So, yeah, I don't know that I'm the mother bear or anything like that. What I try to be is welcoming. I try to make everybody feel like, hey, this is your space too. Yeah. Just don't abuse it. You know, don't come in here and act like I ain't gonna tell you, turn your music down, you too loud, get out. You know, I will when I need to. Yeah. But yeah.
I will say this before we go on. So when I first started, it was just 3 library assistants here and myself. And the first thing I had to do was create a strategic plan for the library for the next 5 years. Rita came on, a year and a half? 2 years? Was it 2 years? Okay. 2 years later, and what she's really good at is taking your vision and implementing it. And so she found ways to, look, it was already in the plan to expand the library.
Remember we had a board meeting that night?
Right.
And Miss Charlotte said, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And the next day I had a general contractor here. And I'm like, okay, let's expand.
You know, so she's really good at it. She might not be able to explain it always.
Yeah, they ding me on
that's
that.
where, but we balance each other out.
Yeah.
You know, and then Willie came along, Miss Jackie, Noemi.
We have an amazing
We have
team.
an amazing team.
We have an amazing team.
Andres came back. He left last year to finish school. But that means that I'm a good supervisor because he came back. I'm just saying.
You are.
You got a big heart, bro.
Radio.com.
Jazz Cloud. Shout out to Marvin.
That's my guy.
Confirms that Rita is all that. Says you're telling the truth. You're just down to earth.
Yes.
Says that she's loving the show today.
Oh, thank you,
Shout
Marvin.
out to Marvin, man.
We miss you, brother. We got to reach out. We got to connect again. Again, another
Right.
relationship
Another
that
relationship.
was formed because of our partnership with Jim Austin.
Yeah.
So you cannot do what we do. Again, it just goes back to what I said and what Willie has said, what Michael said. We can't do what we do if we don't care, if we didn't have the passion, if it didn't come from a genuine place. The things that we're doing in this library are important for this community. We're not trying to overtake. We will never be bigger than the city government of Forest Hill, but we can stand equally with you. We want to stand in the same space with you and push this city forward. I think that's one of the, ain't that their motto? Fast forward or pushing the city forward or whatever. And I hold my peace.
Yeah, love.
All right, Lord.
I'll say this, that we just want to work together. That's all. We invite you to come into our space. We want to come into your space. We want to partner with you. We want to push the city forward. We want to do what's in the best interest of this community.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all.
And let me say this, because Willie said a second ago that I challenge, and I do. I challenge everybody, though.
Yeah.
I challenge everybody to live up to their best potential. And I appreciate the fact that, for the most part, everyone who has come through these doors since I have been here has accepted those challenges. They've lived up to the expectations that we set. And I say this, because while Michael doesn't communicate the expectations, he relies on me for that, he has the same expectations, though. I don't ask anybody to do anything that I wouldn't do or anything that he doesn't expect for us to do. We just do it because we know it needs to be done. So when when Willie came in the first week and I said, we having a car show, I need a video. I ain't need no flyers. We were done with the flyers. We needed a video. And when I said, hey, I got this ideal, I want us to bring people in and sit down and talk to them. We need a name, we need a title, we need equipment. He made it happen. And so, thank you for serving in that capacity and not taking it as me trying to be a dictator or tell you what to do or how to do. Just yesterday, we were working on the stuff for Black History, and we printed off the tickets. And I said to him, Willie, be sure to send it to Chris and Trelise. And he said, sis, I'm on it, man. I already know. So that's a comfort for me. Yeah. Whereas before I came, Michael was used to doing everything on his own. He told me you were all and then he got me, and then he kind of dumped me. I mean, brother.
Listen. So when you pushing people and wanting people to be their best selves, you see people for who they are and what they can and can't do. And so when I first came, it was just different. And I love the old staff. They always great in what they did and what they was getting paid to do. And so when you are building your team, and at first my team was already here. I ain't have no say. My team was my team, right? So you work with what you had. Right. And so, yes, I was the director. Yes, I was over all the programming. Yes, I was over the website, which was a horrible website. And no, not because of me, but because the, the platform that we was on was just horrible. Yes, I still had to go out into the community and talk to people. Like, all that was me. I couldn't really ask that current staff to do some of the things, mainly because of, one, I wasn't paying them nothing. Not me. The library wasn't paying them nothing because I ain't had nothing to do with they pay before I got started. But as we was able to transition and able to do pay increases, give them some type of benefit to show that they had a stake in this community, in this library. Because you have to, when you have employees, you have to allow them to have that space to feel like they have some ownership. Because if they don't feel like they have the ownership, then they ain't gonna want to do nothing. Bare, if that. But so my whole thing was in changing the environment is creating that ownership. And so Rita, our first position I hired was the library service position. Then Rita came on after we had some movement, and I was able to take a library assistant position and make it.
We done came a long way from
a
that
library
1050. Look at God. Look at God. Won't he do it?
But you create that team that if you go away tomorrow, the stuff that you instill and want to see there will still go on without you. And I believe.
Hey, Minnie says this all the time, that if you can't walk away from your job as the head, as the director, and know that the work is still going to go on, you got the wrong people.
You got the wrong people.
You got the right people.
I got the right people now.
Because you finna go tomorrow. Yes. He'll be in Austin tomorrow, guys. Don't come in here and think you're going to get away with stuff because he ain't here.
But listen, but my door is always open. I have truly, for my staff, for the community members. I had a guy the other day, Willie, that you was helping on the computer came into my office. So, and that's the type of environment that I prefer. 20-something years in the business, working in the library, starting off.
Shout out to longevity. And he been trying to get away from it, y'all. He been trying to get away from it.
I had several times, but it's where I'm supposed to be.
It is.
God has always ordered my steps.
Your work ain't done yet here. You know what I'm saying? And who knows where this degree will take you next, but right now your purpose is here.
This is it.
So,
with you being here the longest, like the establishment, first of all, you're really comfortable now because you got your
Look, he done put the fan down.
You're comfortable.
Come on, bro.
It's really, really valuable. You had to learn every aspect of the library.
Right.
Why is that important?
I think it's important. It's important for several reasons. One, I started at the very bottom, just working in libraries in general. I was a page. Well, actually, if we really want to be honest, I was a volunteer. I was, I think I was like 9 years old, 10 years old, volunteering at the Eastbury Library. And you supposed to be 12, and I damaged the book because I left it on the windowsill and it rained. And I had to beg them to let me work it out because my mom wasn't going to pay that fee. But they allowed me to come in. So start off as a page. Then I became a clerk. Then I became clerical supervisor. Then I became a library assistant. And then I skipped the whole librarian part, mainly because I didn't have a degree, and became the library director. And so, but in order to really understand, to be in this position and understand what the people up under you go through, you have to start at the bottom. You should learn everything because you shouldn't be asking nobody to do anything that you ain't gonna do. You're not willing to do. And so I was fortunate to have some good I had some bad ones, but I really had some, and I learned from them too. You know, there's a lesson in those bad ones. But I had some really good supervisors that didn't limit me just because I was a page. I could only put up the books. No, I was a page, but I was running the chess club. I was running the youth club, the youth book club. Then when I became a clerk, Miss Hope allowed me to do a Black History program. I was on several committees. I did my first paid conference where somebody paid me to do a program at a conference. Somebody need to pay me now. But anyway, so that's why it's important. And it benefits everybody when you know all those positions and you worked all those positions. You know, so when I came over here and I realized that I had to do all those positions, I didn't realize that at first when I first applied for the job. I knew I had to. Oh, okay. We need to wrap it up, y'all. But
Who said that?
Miss Jackie, you leave Miss Jackie alone. But what was I going to say?
You were talking about how his question to you was, what is it like, the fact that you have all of this background?
Yeah.
You
So
know
yeah,
how to
I
do all
didn't
these
realize
different things.
that I was gonna end up having to do everything. I knew there was a staff here already, 3 people, but now we're a staff of what? When we fully staffed, we 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small staff.
Yeah. But mighty.
Amazing work.
Yeah.
Amazing work. Yeah.
You would not believe some of the things that we do. We first food drive, we served over 250 families through the help of Tarrant Area Food Bank. Our first health fair blood drive, we collected, 36, whatever they call them, units of blood to help
The one
through
we had,
through no.
No, this,
oh,
that
wait,
yeah.
that was one before that one. That's why Michael drilled me for not being up to my full performance over the last year. But we small staff of people, and we do amazing work with just a handful.
How can the public learn more information about you guys or come to actually see you guys' address and all of that?
Yeah.
So, our beautiful website, ForestHillLibrary.org.
Or our social media channels.
Social media.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
YouTube.
Go subscribe to our YouTube
Yeah, that's what I
channel.
was getting ready to say.
go.
Please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's
Listen.
Forest Hill Library District, man. We're literally trying to grow.
We're trying to
YouTube
grow
channel.
that YouTube channel,
Yes.
and Willie has done an amazing job
Yes.
with his networks, with you, Troy, Spotlight Media Group, Jazz Clef Radio. You know, we really need to figure out another avenue. We are taking this somewhere else, and I know we're wrapping it up, but I need to say this. As I said before, Michael challenges us, but there's also a challenge of him from the board, and that is they entrust him with this library. This is a jewel. This really is a jewel. And when somebody has given their life's work to get this going, Miss Charlotte has been with this library for 30 years. She'll share her story
30 or more.
with y'all next month. She's the last guest in the month of February, so please be sure to tune in for that show. But when somebody has been around for as long as she has with this is her baby, and so for her to trust him enough to take care of it, and then he trusts me enough to make sure that everything is functioning when he's not here, and then we pass that on to everybody in here. This is a gem, and so we want to take care of a gem. That's what you do with a precious stone. You take care of it. You nurture it. You give it the love and the care that it needs. And so, yeah, we're excited about this next phase.
It's gonna be awesome.
We got a remodel coming. Listen, licensed general contractors, we need the best pricing out there when it comes time for this project, because this, again, we ain't got no help. We trying to do this all on our own. We got to raise some money.
We got to be begging.
We're gonna be
we gotta
begging
get them
y'all
some grant
for some.
money.
You might come in here and buy some cookies one day and a cake the next. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
We got to get some money put together so that we can expand this. This expansion project is 10,000 square feet or more. Or more.
Yeah, we're looking closer
know,
to 16,000 to get everything that
that
the
we
community said.
That's a
Because
good
we
point.
reached out to the community. The community said we need da 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 da.
That's a good
So we're
point.
trying to get everything that y'all said that we needed in order to make sure that one, we can move into a new space that we won't outgrow in 5 years.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. We need to be able to go into that space for the next 20, 30 years because y'all know things not cheap.
Shout out to Cedar Hill Public Library.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
shout out to Cedar
And that
Hill.
also is a shout out to 720 Designs.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
if you have never gone to Cedar Hill Public Library, go see it.
And
It
it's
is-
free
it
to get a
is
card
free.
there. You do not have to live
You
in
don't even have
Cedar
to live in
Hill.
Cedar Hill.
You can go. You can get a library card.
I need to hear him get a car
Um,
because I'm going back.
You got one.
I
When was
said
that?
car.
Oh, car.
I'm going.
I know she
the
got a
car,
car.
that no car can't get me there, and I ain't Ubering. So shout out to Cedar Hill and 720 Designs, because
Yes.
if you go to that, and I'm sure that there's others. I mean, we went to visit Vivian
Vivian A. Green.
Green and
Fort Worth Library.
Fort Worth and Meadowbrook. Was it off of Meadowbrook?
No. That's off of Southwest side.
Southwest.
Yeah, Rossinger and
And then we
McCart-
went to the Children's Library.
Ruby something.
Y'all know who
On
it is,
Lancaster.
on Lancaster.
Yeah.
But Cedar Hill Public Library was like
Oh my goodness.
a library
Massive.
In a park.
in a park.
That's what it is.
And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Beautiful space, and we don't have that kind of money.
but y'all got to give it to us.
But we gonna come close as we can
yeah.
to giving y'all that kind of experience. We want you to be able to come in and not be confined inside these walls, and as long as Willie ain't got to chase you down for our books, you can sit outside.
My
You can
instincts
say,
kick
hey,
in, man.
hey,
I'm
thank
just
God for
saying.
instincts. But yeah, we want to provide you a space that's welcoming on the outside of these walls as well. So we are doing some amazing things. I'm super excited. This has been nice.
Thank y'all. This
That
is
was
awesome,
great,
boy.
man. I knew it was gonna come. I just had to
Had to
loosen up.
trust you, huh?
Yeah, loosen up. a
It's
little
this
bit.
dude over here, all with the church fans.
I like to be just in the background working. Just give me my back.
You did well, bro.
We have some amazing partnerships. Again, we've shouted out as many people as we can. I don't think we forgot anybody. Cedric Felder, Juan with Ronco's Flooring. If you come into our space, Cedric and Juan were the spearheads behind what you see in here. Our floors, our paint. Very, very excellent work that they do.
I can't think of nothing else. Thank y'all for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining
Yeah.
us.
Thank y'all for hanging out with the staff, man. Today was a great episode.
What's coming up next month?
Next for a podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, so next week we're kicking off with Tarrant County Commissioner, Mr. Roderick Miles.
Yeah.
Newly.
Newly.
Yes.
Yes, newly. Following him, we will have. Make sure I'm gonna bring that over here. Adonis. Yes.
Mr.
Adonis
Adonis.
Wilburn.
Yeah, we like
Shout
that.
out to Adonis Wilburn, man. I met you last year, man, at Poetry Night in Dallas, man. You are amazing. I know you ready to get on and turn up. Then
Is she
we
got to bring
had-
the drums?
Huh?
She got to bring
Yes,
the.
yeah, she
It's not.
bring-
Is it called a drum or what is it called that she be? But she whatever it
It's
is.
not a
it's
conga,
nice.
is it?
Is it I think it is a Congo.
Is
it?
I don't think it's
Yeah, I
Congo.
love it, though.
Adonis, forgive us if we
Hey,
don't
we
know
don't-
what it is, but we love you.
Yeah, we do.
love you. After her, we had Miss Minnie Hodge.
Hey.
Yes, definitely
My
excited to
auntie.
learn more about her. And then we closing out strong with Miss Charlotte Hogan
Hogan
Price, the pillar of this Forest Hill community, man. Today was great. This is Ordinary Conversations with Extraordinary People. And I do believe we have had some extraordinary people on today, man. Y'all come see about us. Y'all come in and be a part of what we're doing, man. And we love y'all.
Do the
Peace.
address.
Oh,
I like
address?
it.
6962 Forest Hill
Hill
Drive, 76140, man, in the beautiful city of Forest Hill, Texas.
Can we do the Good Times song?
Go
on
ahead and
exit?
do it.
Oh my god.
I had to pull up the lyrics.
Y'all bear with us right quick.
Oh my god.
Start the shit there.
Just looking out of the window, watching the asphalt grow, thinking how it's all been handed down.
Good times.
Hey,
Good times.
keeping your head
The water.
Hey, come on, make
Making
it
away
away.
what you can.
Temporary layoffs.
Good times,
Easy
good times, scratching and
Please do not sue us. This music does not belong to us.
Oh yeah, that's right. We do not own the rights to this music. But this is how we have fun, man. So yeah, you get a little bit. You got to see us in our natural elements.
Right.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
y'all for tuning in. We
Thank
enjoyed
y'all.
We love y'all, man.